Okay, there we go. This is Nightbot. Rejoin. All right. Let me see if somebody else is streaming. I forgot to look. Michelle. There we go. Yeah, they are very loud today. My little family. All right. So if anybody is coming back, we knitting today. So welcome back. Welcome back. Knit through the back. Ooh. Somebody keeps joining and quitting. Did y'all get a notification for this one? You gotta get pretty. All right, girl, go ahead and fix yourself. Fix yourself and fix it fast. I need to eat my breakfast. It's getting cold. So I might more people join. Y'all be able to hear me. Y'all just won't be able to see me. So I'm gonna put a message up eating my breakfast. I'm here. Okay, so I'm gonna pause my camera and wait for people to join back in. Listen to me. Listen to me go to town on this food. Yeah, it's already 10 o'clock and the diabetic is hungry. So I have some pancakes and eggs, a piece of sausage, and a biscuit. So eat McDonald's this morning for breakfast. Uh, all right. Sweet talk my husband into it. I think he stole my hash brown. It's okay. I got enough carb here. And see, I like for the pancake syrup to get on my piece of sausage. And then I take and split my biscuit. Usually I get some grape jelly, but I forgot to tell him. They usually ask, "Do you want any jelly?" But they didn't. I guess they didn't ask him. So I I take my I let the syrup get on my piece of sausage, and then I put the sausage on my biscuit. And if you have some grape jelly on sausage, it's amazing. It's very good. So as soon as I scarf this down, I will turn my camera back on. So y'all feel free to chat. I'm gonna switch to my comments so I can see what y'all saying and I can talk to y'all that way. I need like a picture. I wonder if it'll let you do a picture, like a custom picture for when you have your camera off, you know? Hmm, that's interesting. So I'm dual broadcasting because I don't know why I haven't been doing that. Putting it on my on my Twitch and putting it on here. And waiting for Kelly to get pretty so she can join me. I guess it's not sending out. Well, my husband got a notification, but I'm checking my stuff. I haven't received a social notification that I've gone live. So that's what I think is weird. So I don't know if that's Streamline, I mean StreamYard, or something else. Uh, hmm. She's driving in her little car, so she's making that sound. Oh, it's the real Kelly. I had to wait for that picture to pop up.
How are
They
you?
I'm eating, so they
Okay.
can see
Oh,
her face.
what you eating?
My husband
Anything
got
good?
yeah, sausage and egg biscuit, some
Oh,
pancakes and eggs.
all right.
No, not sausage and egg, just a sausage biscuit, pancakes and eggs.
Yep.
My husband went to McDonald's this morning.
Oh,
Mm-mm. We won't
that's
cook.
cool. All right.
So that's my
Yeah, I had
breakfast.
to comb my hair so I didn't look crazy.
Hey, we have bad hair days. I'm having a bad hair day today with all this gray hair showing up overnight.
Oh yeah, yeah. I will see. Like I don't wrap my hair at night, so I probably
Mhm.
should, but I don't.
I just sat my hair in my two braids, and that's how I wore it at night. When we braid it up, and then in the morning I get up, I take it out, I
Yeah.
wet it, I spray it, wet it, put some conditioner, leave-in conditioner on it,
Mm-hmm.
comb through it, and separate it right back into braids. And that's how I wore my hair most of my life because it was just too thick and too long to be messing with.
Yeah, that's cool.
People always like, I want you to go get this done. I said, do you know how much they're gonna charge me once I sit down in that chair? As soon as they take them braids out and they realize how long my hair is, one,
Mm-hmm.
and how thick it is, two, they
Yep,
charge you extra money.
that's true.
Somebody else can go in there and they'll only spend half of what I spend to get in that bowl.
Okay.
Okay, so no, I will continue to get up in the morning, wet it, comb it, brush it,
Mm-hmm.
and throw it right back into them two braids.
It's funny. That's cool.
And then I cut it so that I could get dreads because it was just too long for them to dread it.
Wow.
So I cut it so I could start my dreadlocks. Girl, it
Hmm.
grow back so fast. You see, this is my dreadlocks. My hair was probably 4 inches, 5 inches long. When
Longer
I
than
got
it
it
is.
cut, when I got
Wow.
it cut. And you look how my dreadlocks are, how long my dreadlocks are.
Wow. I never had that problem.
What? Having too long a hair.
And you're right. No, that's never been an issue.
My I don't even know. I should have looked. They probably threw them out. But
Mm.
I should look in my mom's closet or ask my sister if they found them. She probably could have thrown them out after all these years.
Mhm.
But you know when the Jerry curl first started coming out, right?
Oh yeah.
Everybody wanted a Jerry curl. My
Yep.
hair was to my butt.
That would have been a
Wow.
waste. Yeah.
So my mom was like, no, because I can't afford to put them. They want to charge me $500 to try to put one in your hair.
Mhm.
My mom was like, no. So I started begging my dad to cut my hair so I can get a Jerry curl. I want a Jerry curl like everybody else. He was like, your mama gonna kill me. I said, I don't care. It's my hair. It's my hair. I should to get my hair fixed the way I want my hair fixed. It's my hair. And
Oh.
so I had it in a ponytail that day. He went and got his scissors and he just cut it off at the ponytail. Yeah, when my mama came home and it was grease lightning from there, girl. I don't think he slept on that couch for about 2 or 3 months. But
Mm.
I got my Jerry curl. And the thing about it was because my hair grew so fast,
Yes.
I would have to get my touch ups more often, so it was more expensive.
Yes.
And so my mama was like, "You have to go back to your hair going natural." So I went back to my hair going natural.
Oh man.
But I never let it get that long again. I would let it get down past my shoulders, and then
Mhm.
I would trim it off. I would never let it grow that long again.
Yeah.
And that she didn't like that at all. She liked my hair being long. Like I'm like, don't nobody want to be able to sit on their hair.
Right. That's a lot. I mean, I just can't even relate to that.
Then if you're the one
Yep.
having to lift your arm up for hours
Yeah.
to oil your scalp, to
Mhm.
comb it, to brush it, and then
Mm.
have to brush it all the way down. Then this brush is snagging into your shirts and snow clothes and stuff.
Gee, that's yeah.
So
I can't even
you
really.
have to put on like a men's what's the thing like the Sunday shirt. I
Yep.
would have to wear that over my clothes because the brush wouldn't snag in the fibers of that.
Oh my.
And I was like, I didn't understand it. I'm like, I still don't understand it to this day. Like, it's not your hair. So why are you so
Mhm.
proud of something that ain't yours?
Right.
I'm like,
Yeah.
worry about your own head. But her hair didn't grow like that. And her hair
Right.
was that ugly salt and pepper. Like, her hair would be start going back black, then it would go gray, start going back black. You know, she had that ugly salt and pepper hair.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
she was always ruining her hair, trying to dye it. The dye was too strong because her hair was soft and weak.
Yep.
And she was always ruining her hair.
Mm.
Trying to do things. She should have just had it natural and just would go and get it,
Right.
salon or
Right.
something like that. Her hair
Yeah.
would have been in better shape. I told her that after I got my cosmetology license, that that's what she should do with her hair.
Mhm.
She didn't want to listen to me. So
Right.
even to the day she died, she had this short, unmanageable hair because she wouldn't do what I told her she should do with it. And
Mm.
that's why I don't do hair no more because people don't listen to you.
This is true. Yeah. Yep. I don't know why. It's weird. I mean, just the whole thing is crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the hair is such a it's a complex thing.
You try to explain to people what those
Mhm.
chemicals are doing to their hair.
Yep.
You can't go get your hair bleached and then turn around 2 weeks later and want to dye it or bleach
Right.
it again. You're gonna
Yep.
be bald headed.
Yep.
They don't want to listen to you.
It's true.
And then when you won't do it because that's your license on the line,
Mhm.
they go and do it at home or they go and get somebody else to do it and lie and say when the last time they got their hair bleached or dyed and then all the hair fall
Exactly.
out. And now they're
Yep.
back in your shop crying, wanting you to do something to their head. I
Right.
can't fix that. All I can do is trim these split ends as they split as your hair is growing back.
Yep.
I'm not putting a weave in your hair because your hair is too damaged.
Yep.
If you put weave in it, it's just the weave. You've seen it where people that weave start just sliding out their head, falling out because the hair is break, so the breakage is so bad.
Yeah, it's terrible. I don't know why people do
Why
that.
would I want to put my name
Yes.
on your mess?
I understand.
And that's why I stopped doing hair because people just getting on my nerves. Like I want people to have healthy hair.
Yes. Hey, Ashley.
Hey, as healthy as it can be anyway.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, no, it is. It's really hard, and people just like, well, they want to put. See, I think hair dye is the worst thing you can do because it just kills your hair. It's so strong.
It
You're,
depends on what kind you do use though. If you're gonna
yeah,
use a
well,
permanent, yes, because a permanent is gonna open up that hair shaft and it's gotta
hmm
get into that hair shaft to be permanent.
right.
Use a stain, it only coats the outside. unless
Right.
your hair is already damaged. If your hair is already damaged, then a stain can become permanent. A semi-permanent can become permanent if your hair is already damaged.
Oh, okay.
That's why people
Interesting.
don't understand. Well, it's not
Yeah.
supposed to die, but well, your hair had a perm in it, and your
Mm-hmm.
hair had color in it previously. So your hair got all these little micro pits and gaps in it for
Yeah.
that dye to get in there and
Yep.
permanently stain the internal workings of your hair, which are these little medulla and stuff like that. These
Yeah.
little color, what do they call them? They start with an M. Melanocytes.
Oh,
It's
okay.
inside the hair shaft.
Yeah.
That stain can get in there and then color them. And if you dye it, the purpose of the dye is to lift the scales on your hair,
Okay.
go in there and actually destroy, like you're bleaching your hair, people. You're
Y-
bleaching your hair. Just like when you bleach jeans, you're doing the
Yep.
same thing to your hair.
Right.
They just, you know how the jeans will start to rot,
They
the
rot. Yep.
fiber rots. The
Yep.
same thing happens to your hair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, well, that's what I was saying. And I think like the chemicals, any chemical, I don't think is good, actually. You know what I mean? Like, and then the sum total of them is worse.
Mm-hmm.
If you're trying to do multiples, bleaching and dyeing and perming and,
And
it's a
so
lot.
I think I think 2007 is when I stopped putting any other than I will get my hair dyed. I do not like
Hmm.
going gray. I got
Yep.
and people like your gray is so pretty. It's pretty to you.
Yeah.
I'm the one
Yeah.
that got to get up every morning and look at it.
That's
And my
right.
and
Yeah.
my gray changes. It'll go a couple of years. Like my widow's peak was gray, solid silvery gray for several years.
Yes.
And then these last couple of months, my widow's peak is actually going back to being a brownish red color.
Okay.
So my hairline, the color of my hairline changes.
Interesting.
In my hair, it's just so disrespectful. Either be one or the other. But you know how you go through periods where
Hmm.
your hair starts to come out and it's replaced with the younger, newer hair.
Right.
Sometimes it'll come back silver gray. Sometimes it'll come back in my natural hair color, which is like this reddish brown color.
Hmm.
And so I'm like, it's just so disrespectful. So that's why you get dyed, because I want to
Yes.
see one color going across my forehead.
I understand that.
And like this morning, I couldn't even the way the light was shining on that gray, it was like a reflection on my forehead. So I turned the overhead light off.
Yeah. Hair is complicated. That's all I can say. You know what I mean? It's complicated and people have very strong emotions about it. And, you know,
My emotion is it'll grow back.
no, you're good. See, that's a healthy view of it, but a lot of
Mhm.
people don't have that, you know. But I'll tell you. So my daughter had really long hair, and she wanted to cut it, and I said, "Really think about it," because she tried to do I'm just going to do it today, and I said, "You should think about it because it's not going to be the same," and it was not the same. When she sliced all that hair off, her hair is thinner. I mean, she had beautiful, thick, long hair. She cut it, and it hasn't come back.
But it's an emotional thing and a hormonal
Yeah,
thing too. Your
it
hormones
is.
affect your hair growth. And
Yeah, I
so
mean, there's a lot going on with her. Yeah,
once
yeah.
she cut it, that and she didn't like it, that stress and
Um,
anxiety comes out in women's hair first.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's like she. I think I don't think she liked it as much as she thought she was going to like it,
Mhm.
and that's what happens. I swear that happens to about 99% of people. They have this long hair. They're like, I want to get rid of it, and they get rid of it, and then it's done.
That's
You
why the
know?
best thing to do is get you a good wig that looks like the way you think you want your hair to be,
Yep. Yep.
and wear it for a while and see if you like
And
the way.
see.
And if
Yep.
you don't like it, it was a wig.
Right. Yeah.
Put it on this hair stand.
Hmm. No, exactly. And that's what I tried to tell her to do. I said, before you make a drastic decision, because you can't go back. And the interesting thing was, like her hair did grow back, but it was not the
Hi,
same.
Addie.
Not the same.
Here
Yep.
goes somebody. I want to offer a promotion on your channel. Blah blah blah.
Uh-oh.
No, thank you.
Yeah. Yep.
I have
So
no problem with doing slow growth.
yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, slow growth is good because at least you have some loyal people. That's what I think.
Mhm.
Yeah. So anyway, but then the same thing happened to me when I was in my 20s. I had long hair. Long for me was here.
Mhm.
You got to here.
Yeah.
And it looked great, and it was thick and healthy and blah, 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 and everyone's like, "Your hair, it's too long. It's not doing anything." Rah, 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 rah. And then I, of course, I cut it short, and it's never been the same either. And it's never been as healthy and long as and whatever. And I'm kind of sad that I got rid of it because it looked good at the time. It was looking pretty good, but I think it was like haters, really, is what it was. So I don't know. Like I said, it's hard. It's really hard.
Just don't listen to them. It's your hair. Do what you want to with your
You
hair.
right? Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
It's just like when I first time I tried to get my hair locked, it wouldn't lock,
Oh, okay. Wow.
and so they were like, well, usually when you get older, sometimes your hair would change,
Mm-hmm.
and that gray hair is so disrespectful that it can lock.
It's pretty wild. Yeah, gray hair is
Yeah,
wild on a lot of people.
yeah.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't get knotty or nothing like that. But
Mm-hmm.
the scales, I guess, because it doesn't have the actual color filling the hair anymore,
Yeah, it's just different. Yeah,
so it's
just
just different. So it would actually lock, and so I was so happy because I'm like, I can get my hair locked now. I can wear it any way I want to.
yeah,
Really, and you think about it, I put up my little bonbons, I pull it back and stuff. I couldn't wait for it to grow longer so I could do other things with it. But I wouldn't have
right,
to get up every morning, killing my arms and shoulders, combing out
right.
all that long tail hair and stuff. I don't have to do that no more.
Yeah, yeah. See, that's the only thing is my daughter was saying her hair was hot, very, very hot. So that's the main reason why she wanted to get rid of it. But
Then she should have got it thin. She shouldn't have cut it.
that's what I tried to tell her. But I mean, I stopped her for doing the rash thing.
Mm-hmm.
But when she finally did it, I think she liked it. I mean, it was okay. But then you kind of say, "Oh, I can't pull my hair back," because she got like
Mm-hmm.
a bob or a shoulder
Oh,
length
okay.
thingy. Yeah, because it was like down here, and then she,
Mm-hmm.
did it like right at the shoulders. And I said, "Man, see, to me, that's a big difference. Like if you're cutting this much off, then it's a psychological and
Yeah, you used
emotional."
to putting it in a ponytail or doing
Yes.
those ponytail wraps and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. So anyway, so I don't know. So I always just say take little steps, and so we did that. We took little steps, and then finally she just did it. But I don't know. Like I said, I think it was more in her head that it was going to be more exciting than it was, and it really wasn't. So yeah, Ashley said she's growing her hair back. Yeah, I mean it's hard. And see, for me, like if I'm not saying I look like a dude, but I need a little bit of hair. Like I can't do the boy haircut because then people be like, "Sir, sir." I'm not trying to be a sir. You know what I mean?
I
Yeah.
need to
So
go to
anyway,
my channel so that I can do something. Okay. Am I still on?
yes.
Okay. Now I want to go into the messages. If it'll let me do it. Will it let me scroll up?
Yeah, I couldn't scroll up either.
'Cause
I tried to.
I was gonna
Yeah,
remove that message. It's showing up on my StreamYard
but
side.
not on the YouTube
I
side,
don't
is
see
it?
it on the YouTube. Here, let me
Yeah,
go.
isn't that weird?
It's on top chat. Let me go to live chat. Maybe it show up now. No, it's
That
still
might. Yeah,
scroll.
that might be like a secret computer thingy. That
Steve messing with you.
I know. I'm just like I don't want to be a dude. I mean, nothing personal.
Oh, it was somebody on Twitch. Hey,
Oh,
Diggs. What's up?
okay. Yeah.
I was like, why is it on somebody on Twitch?
Oh, it's Twitch. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, because I figured, hey, get myself out there with the community
Sure.
out on Twitch too. So I've
Mhm.
been a Twitch user for a long
Yep.
time. I even had some art videos way back in the day
Oh
when
wow.
Twitch first came around.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't really. I only use it when I go there for like gaming stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Like if somebody's doing a live of a dungeon and my team is getting ready to start doing a
Okay.
guild, so I'll go and watch their live and stuff like that.
Cool.
But so that way, when you go into the boss fight, you know what you're doing. We had fun last night though. They just re-released Udar, so we've been going in there. So we got 4 bosses down last night. So we had fun.
I need to start like lurk. Can you lurk over there or no? Is it
On
easy to?
Twitch?
Yeah. like lurking in the games because I really don't want to
Oh,
play.
the speedy games.
Yeah.
You have to watch somebody playing the game on Twitch or something like that.
Okay, I can do that.
Like
Okay.
we can like I think we could stream. Like, and then if we go in there Sunday, then I will either if it won't slow my computer down too much, I can try and stream it, or I'll get somebody with a faster system and say, hey, can you stream this on Twitch? I got somebody that want to watch us play.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That would be me.
Well,
Because I'm not a good game person. I know Steve's like tormenting me about my poncho.
oh,
I need
oh,
to put like another 2 inches on it, which is pretty good. I mean, I got this thing. It's been the never ending poncho
mm,
because I always like to make them bigger than most people make them. So of course that takes forever, you know. And I decided to knit it. Like, how dare I? I should have just crocheted this poncho. But anyway, what was I thinking? But yeah, it's fun. Yeah. So Ashley, what are you doing? Are you out and about still? Or are you back? I know Steve's laughing at me. But that, yeah, it's tough. Anyway.
all right, I'm back. Breakfast
Yeah.
has been eaten. I have returned.
Now you feel better?
Yes, because I took my medicine and I was like, oh crap, I need to go ahead and eat this stuff. It's been sitting there. It was sitting there for a while.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay.
I guess he must have gone earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it was sitting there. I'm like, oh, I need to eat my breakfast because I took my medicine. We don't need me passing out around here.
Yeah. Yes.
So this is the Stephanie Pearl McPhee 1-row hand spun scarf, and it's only you start with 26 stitches, and it is knit 1 through the back loop, purl, and that's the pattern.
Oh, okay. Hold on, let me write that down. Oh, here's my notebook. I actually have it. Yay! Okay, wait. Okay, hang on. So Stephanie McPhee, you said.
The yarn harlot.
Oh.
She's a famous knitter. She's
Okay.
one of the fastest knitters in the world.
Oh, I think I may have seen her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you said cast on 26.
That's on 26.
Mm-hmm.
Knit 2.
Mm-hmm.
Knit 1 through the back loop.
Yeah.
Purl.
Okay.
All the way to the end. You should have 2 stitches left at the end. Knit those 2 stitches. Turn your work. Just the same thing. Knit 2.
Okay.
Knit through the back loop and purl. That's the pattern.
Okay.
And this is what it looks like.
Oh, that's nice.
So
yeah, I finally decided to start writing some stuff down.
Well, I tell people that all the time. I keep my little my little book here that I write stuff down in, ideas I come across. I put them in there. Yeah. And then I have a little book, like when I like go somewhere like the doctor's office and stuff, I don't want me carrying a bunch of stuff in there because I'm gonna have a project to work on.
Right.
So I have my little it's like a little art book, a little moleskin book that I take with me, like when I did jury duty and stuff. I take this little teeny book. Not too many people gonna pay it no mind. and I write like my grocery list, projects I might have been working on, an idea that might have popped in my head.
That's good.
Yeah, so you just keep it. You can use like a little daily diary. Just I went to the grocery store today. Blah blah blah. This is Shannon's phone number. Blah blah blah. And, here's like the Walmart. Went to Walmart and kept a receipt in there.
Oh, that's so you have that.
It was my Thanksgiving grocery list.
Yeah,
there's some yarn on that list too.
Of course, there's yarn on the list.
But
see, this is this thing, Steve.
Cameron anniversary cake.
Yeah,
one of those giant cakes.
One of them giant ones. But it's almost half. It's half gone, I think.
Nice.
It's gonna fall in on itself pretty soon. So I've been keeping it in a bag.
Yeah.
to keep it from
That thing so
Man.
big it needs a pillowcase.
See, look at this. I know it's almost like a pillow.
Yeah. Uh, so
But it hasn't gotten tangled, so I'm very happy.
so I'm 5 millimeter. Does it even say?
Yeah.
And that's the other thing in my book. At the beginning of my book,
Hmm.
I glued in um child and adult size stuff. Like I have like the for a throw,
Oh, that's a good idea.
and then for the baby, the size for baby blankets and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And and then on the inside I have my gauge for my crochet hooks and my knitting needles. And
Mhm.
so I know if I have this is a 5 millimeter, so
Yep.
I can look at my gauge. That's a size 8 knit needle, and it's also a H size
H, right.
crochet hook. So I
Hmm.
glue that inside my little notebook so that I always have that information
Yeah.
right there. All
Well,
that
that's smart.
information is always available when I'm out and about, and I don't have to pull up on my phone. I have to stop and pull up on your phone. I can just go to the front of my little book. Boom,
Hmm.
there it is. And I
That's
got stuff
smart.
in here, all kinds of stuff in here, hats, and all kinds of
Mhm.
patterns and stuff. My when the in the round. This is where I figured out how to do that stitch in the round.
Oh, that's good. Yep. Yep.
And I kept saying, well, because I was looking at similar hats, and I was like, that's too complicated to go in the round. You got to do all this other double crochet here or single crochet here, and
Yep.
it's a weird. And then you get that little weird like step ladder almost effect on the
Yes.
side. I
I
was
hate
like,
that.
why can't I just do it like
Just keep going.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just and so that I said, all I need is a way to join it. And so I just that one chain two up do the slip to join the rounds, and then you got to flip it anyway to work back around. That worked perfectly. And I'm looking at them people like y'all make things more complicated than it need to be.
They really do. Yep. Yep. I see that.
I'm like, I want something that's enjoyable, fun,
Yes.
easy to do. You get a pretty product, and it don't take long, and you're not sitting there scratching your brain trying to figure out how to do it.
It's true.
1, 2, 3, 4. Knit. So I said four thing. Knit through the back loop.
Hmm. Pearl, right?
Yeah.
And then knit the last two when you get to the end. See, I got it.
Mhm.
It's already here.
Yeah. That's the stitch. And the reason she designed it was for hand spun. So you could do like a real enjoyable textured
Hmm.
pattern using your hand spun yarn. Because most of the time you don't have a lot of some people that would they especially if they're using drop spinners, they don't have a lot of quantity of that
Right.
yarn. So
Right.
they always trying to find a project where they can use up that whole bit of yarn they spun. But this way you can like if I finish out this, I can find another yarn in my handspun
Hmm.
stash that is comparable or will blend with this.
Right.
And if that's the case, because this stitch, this is just like 20 minutes of doing this stitch.
That's not bad.
That's how fast it works up.
Yeah.
So if I got to the end of this scarf and I was like, not really as long as I would want it to be, wide as I want it to be a cowl, but it's not as long as I like my scarves.
Right.
So instead of sewing it together, I have no problems with just frogging it, going ahead and finding a
Hmm.
skein of yarn that matches this well. And then the
Hmm.
next time I will start it, I will alternate the skeins so that I could get a longer project.
Yep. Cool.
Um, Frogging doesn't bother me at
Okay.
all. I will, and people get too attached to the idea of a
Yeah.
project,
Yep.
and it's not working out. So why would you keep struggling? It's making you unhappy. You're ruining the yarn because you're reworking it.
Yep.
It's time to accept that this yarn is not for that project.
I understand that.
It's time for you to frog that project, put that yarn away, and
Hmm.
let it rest. Think on it. Look
Yep.
at, and then come back to that yarn when you find another project, or even look at what other people have done with the project with that yarn on Ravelry. See their notes about how the yarn, it might be the yarn. The yarn might just be a horrible, horrible yarn.
Hmm.
It's beautiful, but it's horrible.
But
Like
for what you're trying to do.
the old
Yep.
Noro where you would pull out twigs that long out of the old Noro that was wrapped up in there.
Okay, that's terrible.
Look like a potato vine kind of looking stuff. Something long like that was
Oh,
inside that old Noro. Or you could have a piece of straw, a long piece of straw wrapped up around in the yarn. The
okay.
old Noro was some of the most rustic, horrible feeling yarn you ever felt. But the dye jobs and the color
We're
was
beautiful.
was beautiful. People
Yeah,
bought it for the color, for the art of it, not
yeah.
for. And then they made stuff with it as you use it. That yarn sometimes, depending
Hmm.
on what sheep. In Japan, who knows what kind of breeds they were using? Because the old Nora was actually made with native sheep, and they did not have good wool.
Oh,
With the person who started dyeing that wool,
yeah.
but the old Nora was horrible, horrible. The Nora silk garden they got now is lovely,
Yeah, I
and y'all
haven't
need to,
bought any yet. I've been
yeah,
looking at it.
silk garden. Here, I have a project.
Been looking at it from afar.
Let me see if I can find it. It was
Yeah.
it was my New York.
Mm.
It's my New York birthday present yarn,
Oh, okay.
and I made a virus shawl with it. And this is it.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure. Is this it? No, this isn't it. Where is it?
yeah,
Where
that's a
did
lot.
it run off to?
Uh-oh.
Oh, I found it. It's hanging up on my door. I can get it down. But my daughter said that they're going to start house hunting in February.
Ooh. Now, are they moving? Are they staying in the area or are they moving to a new area?
Oh, they're staying in the area. All
Oh,
his
okay.
family is here. All her family is here, other than the ones down in North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
this the support system for Luna is here.
That's good. Yeah.
So they're going to stay local. Not
No,
necessarily in Norfolk. They might be looking in like Suffolk, because I think they want a little land around their
okay.
house. Um, but this is the Noro Silk Garden. I bought this about 4 or 5 years ago from
Ooh.
Argyle Yarn Shop in Brooklyn, and so this is. I don't remember the colorway. It's probably in an old video, but I did a virus shawl. I had
Mm-hmm.
two skeins of that yarn. Um, of the Noro Silk Garden. I think the balls when they first introduced the Silk Garden were smaller than the ones they have now.
Yeah, I
So
saw
that's
they have
why,
some large ones.
so that's why I had to use two skeins of it. And then
Mm-hmm.
this purple um is I had like a sample of some yarn, hand spun some yarn that I spun. Um, where were we at? Maryland sheep and wool. I got that sample. It was like a little bag, a sampler bag you could buy. I don't even know what the name of this was some Cordell.
Mm.
You see how it's like what's it, nippy. It's getting
Yeah.
nippy from the wear because I love wearing this scarf.
Okay.
But well,
Wow.
shawl. It's technically a shawl, but I
Right.
wear mine like a scarf, like wrapped up around my neck like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I was gonna wear it, I would take and fold it down like this, and then I would put it around like a big, you
Oh,
know,
okay.
like that.
Nice.
But it knit up beautifully. It wasn't splitty or anything.
Mm.
But you can see the wool is not a superwash wool.
Mm-hmm.
It is starting to get felty in places.
Okay.
But that's fine because it just makes it warmer. But
Yeah.
it also shows it's locking these holes into place.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yes, it was real pretty. I really enjoyed it, and it's a memory. This is my birthday present from Argyle Yarn Store in Brooklyn, New York.
All
That
right.
I made from the yarn. So you can use yarn as a for a memory as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We went to a concert that had I don't know. Damn, what concert was that we went to? Mobb Deep concert. We went to the Mobb Deep
Mm.
concert they had here
Mhm.
at the Norva, and I knit a scarf at the Mobb Deep concert, and that was my Mobb Deep scarf. But I gave
Mm.
it to Marissa's boyfriend Sean. That was his Christmas present. But
Mhm.
it's the memory of that knitting that scarf at that Mobb Deep concert. I was like, there was a pillar down in the pit where we were standing at,
Mhm.
against the pit the whole time knitting, and you had all these people walking around and stuff. People would stop and look at it and ask me questions like, "Why are you doing that?" I'm like, "I'm
Yes.
listening to the music, enjoying the
Right.
music, and I'm enjoying and I'm knitting."
Mhm.
And because I didn't like having all those people around
Mm.
me, it helped me with my anxiety.
Right. Right.
And plus you had the potheads, of course,
Mm.
walking through the crowd. You have
Mhm.
people following the potheads because they're
Yeah.
purchasing them.
Yep.
And that way I didn't have to look, make eye contact with none of these people. I'm sitting there knitting and enjoying a group that
Yeah.
me and my husband both grew up with and liked.
Mhm.
And then it was ended up being one of that guy's last concerts before he had sickle cell.
Yeah.
So it ended up being one of the last lives that he did before he passed away. So
Right.
that memory is there that I finally got to go to one of their concerts. I
Mhm.
did that scarf, and so it holds that memory for me.
Right. That's
So
cool.
people could think about that. Like when you take a little ball
Mhm.
of yarn. I had a ball of yarn, two balls of yarn. I had one in my pocket. I had one in my
Yeah.
other jacket pocket. And my husband, I think I had one on the inside of his coat had like one of those inside pockets. And
Yes.
I think I had a ball of yarn in his pocket too. And so it was like three balls of yarn for all that time we were there.
Mm.
Because we were there longer than we were supposed to be because their tour bus was late, so they had this other group that was supposed to go on before them. There was
Mhm.
bad traffic in the area because that same weekend, Obama, it
Oh, was there.
was doing like the thing. He was trying to help. This was his last, yeah. So it was longer than that. So it was his last. So that was about 4 or 5 years ago. Then five
Mhm.
years ago. So Obama was it was before Obama was doing one of his last like speeches. He was president. It was his
Mhm.
second. It was his second term.
Mhm.
And he sometimes he would go on a camp. Basically, he basically pumping up Biden when he went to some of
Right.
the places that he would go.
Right.
So he was in the area. So that's why the traffic was jacked up because they were over
Mm.
at the Tidewater Stadium.
Yep.
And so the people who were supposed to go on before the big group were late because of
Oh.
the traffic. And so then they had this local group was in the crowd. So they brought them up. And so
Wow.
they didn't, but their DJ wasn't there because they were just there for the concert. They weren't there to perform.
Oh, wow.
So this other guy that was a DJ for one of like local radio, from the radio station, the college, Norfolk State, he was a DJ for them on their morning radio show. So he got up and they did like a little practice thing, filling each other out. And
Yeah.
he DJ'd for them while they went on, and they went on. They did some sets. They even
Oh.
had this, the guys that scream, whatever that metal stuff is. They do.
Yes. Yeah.
They even had. There was a group from off of a ship, one of the ships. They even came up and performed
Wow.
before the what they call the starter group showed
Y-
up.
Yeah. 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 The
Starter group
opening
showed
act or
up.
whatever.
The
Yeah.
opening act showed up, and so then they performed, and Mobb Deep still wasn't there. So then
Wow.
they had the opening act had to come up with some more material
Yes.
when Mobb Deep got there, and so they
Wow.
were there so late. But it was a fun. The guys they did a fun concert. It was respectful,
Yeah.
mostly respectful. They weren't like like some of the people are raunchy and they got all these groupies and stuff and all this.
Yeah.
It was very respectful. It was very professional. And I told my husband, I said, I would have never thought that a rap concert could be so
Yeah.
like professionally put on and
Mhm.
enjoyable. I would expect this of an R&B type,
Right.
scenario. But
Right.
most rap concerts, you hear all this bad stuff about them.
Yeah. Yep.
And but this one was very nice,
Hmm.
except for the potheads, you
Yeah.
know.
They're always there. Yeah.
And the thing about it is, they don't. You're a pothead. Yeah, you're at a concert. You don't have to smoke your pot at the concert. You got all these military people that are trying to enjoy this group, and people were having to leave
Oh,
because there
okay.
was so much smoking going on. They don't want to,
Oh
and then
no.
so they have to document it too,
Yeah.
so that if they do pop positive from being around that smoke,
Oh, okay.
they can prove. I was at a Mobb Deep concert,
Yep.
and there were people there smoking marijuana. And
Yeah.
this is the time we got into the concert. This is the time we left. We had they
That
would
is
have
beautiful.
you
Wow.
have the bouncers and so on sign your paperwork and stuff to
That's
prove
interesting.
what was going on. They even had police outside. I'm like, why aren't the police inside
Well,
removing the pot smokers?
well, they don't care. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I've been to, concerts,
Yeah,
and they're just walking around like they don't care. I
but
don't know
there are
why. It's
people,
interesting. Yeah.
but there are people who can't actually enjoy it. So they spend all this money to come to this
Yeah.
concert, and now they got to leave early because you people are smoking, and they could lose their jobs. They could get
Right.
bad conduct discharges because you want to be a pothead.
Yeah. It's weird. I don't know. Yeah.
So I mean, I've had to leave relatives' houses before
Okay.
because we were he was showing my husband, 'cause my husband's DJ and had like DJ equipment and stuff. And so
Hmm.
my cousin Adrian was showing him his equipment, and he wasn't even thinking. He just lit up. And me and my husband just turned
Yep.
around and ran out the house.
Yep. Yep.
And
Yep.
so Adrian's wife was upstairs because she was gonna fix some lunch or dinner. And she's like, "What's wrong? Why y'all leaving?" I'm like, "He's smoking," and he's standing there with his cigarette smoke. And he's like, "Oh, I didn't even think about it."
Hmm.
I said, "Well, we can't come back in the house, so we
Yes.
just gonna end this here."
Right.
Um, but people don't. They don't think about what their actions, how it can affect
Hmm.
someone else. Like if we had to breathe in, had to cover our nose and had to breathe in that stuff,
Yeah.
and that it was like Memorial Day weekend, and they usually try not to test the same. Like if you have the same last ending digit as the commander of the base, you got
Oh,
a good chance of you're not going to be tested as often as other people. Well,
interesting.
so I don't have the last digit. So every time I
Oh, okay.
turned around, the number one was popping up to be tested. Or if they
Right.
got somebody they suspect with that, they'll test that whole
Right.
that last number of the social. Everybody had to come in
Uh,
for testing if there was somebody they were worried about.
Crazy.
I
Mm.
was always having to go do we called it Operation Golden Flow.
Okay.
So I was always getting picked. But
No.
as soon as I got back to base, I went straight to my supervisor and let them know what had happened. And
Mm-hmm.
he said it's up to you if you want to just wait for them to do the next test or if you want to go
Hmm.
ahead and get tested. He said, if I was you, I would just go ahead and get tested and
Yeah.
make sure this is in your medical record and document it.
Yeah.
So that's what
Okay.
I did.
Mm.
And I didn't pop positive, which was good.
Which
But
is
in
good.
the
Yeah.
event I had pop positive, I wouldn't have got kicked out because I would have been honest about where I went, where I was at,
Right.
and my cousin he would have come forward and said, well, yeah, I did.
Hmm.
I lit up in front of them or something like that. But I wasn't. He wasn't thinking. He wasn't.
Mm.
He said, well, don't think because you just think you're just a regular person,
Hmm.
know. But I'm not a regular person. I'm your cousin, but I'm a member of the military. I can't
Hmm.
be around that stuff.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. If you got family members in the military, do not light up a blunt around them.
All right now.
So,
Let's see,
but
Brenda
yeah,
Michelle's here. Brenda Michelle and Rosie.
thing ain't showing up. Hold on, let me get. I'm on this banner thing again.
Yeah.
Steve said, I just frogged over 900 yards because it wasn't looking nice. Wrong stitch and item for it. See, there ain't nothing wrong with frogging.
Hmm.
Nothing. But now that yarn can rest, you could think on it, or you could look up projects that people did with that exact yarn, that
Hmm.
colorway,
That's good.
if possible, and
Yep.
you might be able to find something else.
Yep. Yep.
Ah,
Yeah, I forgot about that.
said we are barred from smoking weed in my apartment complex.
Hmm.
People have been smoking and they are cracking down on it. But that's good because
Hmm.
it's like you say, just because that's your crux, you don't we
Hmm.
don't you don't have to share it with other people where they live.
Right.
Go do it. Like you go by cars and it'd be like, woo,
Yes.
but they only smoke in their car. They won't smoke in the house around their kids, around the
Right.
grandkids and stuff. They'll only do it in their car. But their car, it's a weed car. You can walk
Yeah.
going to the grocery store at Walmart, it'd be like, dang,
It's
dang.
stinky. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yep.
I'm like, daggone, some people you get a buzz if you just sitting in their car, be like, dude, I can't even ride with you.
Yeah. True.
Wait a minute. Black loop pearl. Yeah, but this pattern is so easy. It's so
Yeah,
easy
that's
to
cool.
find your place. If you mess up, if you like put it down, easy to
Mm-hmm.
find your place.
That's good.
So this is what I use for that green cascade yarn that I had for I don't know how long I had that yarn. It was like deep old stash, and I made that nice scarf and fingerless gloves for my no, it was a hat and scarf I made for Ronnie
Mm-hmm.
from that yarn. So you have like I didn't have enough to do the fingerless gloves though.
Right. It's
So
cool. But I do like that Noro. I have to. I don't know. It's been calling me. You know.
yeah, when Granny D be showing at Noro, I'd be like, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So and then I finally caked up some deep stash. This yarn is from when I some of the first yarns when I moved to Virginia. I didn't have a stash until I moved to Virginia.
Mm.
That's when I met up with other yarn addicts, and
Mm.
then I met up with my friend Jana, who had her own fiber mill, and
Oh.
she was giving me yarn left and right. Almost all these cubes, this cube, and all the other cubes over there are from Jana gifting me.
Wow.
That top cube over there, part of that second cube, is from my friend Teresa gifting me.
Ooh.
I have yarn from Barb in my stash now. I have yarn from Helen in my stash. I have like that cube is my purchases from my local yarn store. That one cube right there, and three of the skeins are from I'm Fully Spun, which is a local indie dyer and
Mm.
yarn designer
Oh.
here in
Mm-hmm.
Virginia. She's in Richmond now, I believe, in that area.
Mm-hmm.
But most of my yarn, I can honestly say almost 80% of my stash was gifted to me. I did not buy it. I got lucky and have generous friends and stuff.
Yeah, that's nice.
So that's another reason why you don't see me doing videos where I'm showing what I bought unless it's like that the Norwegian yarn from Hobby Lobby.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't have to. Every time I turn around, somebody's bringing
Mm-hmm.
me or giving me yarn, or somebody passed away and they had a lot of this acrylic. I know you make hats and stuff, and the next thing I know, it's in my house.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm working on. That's why I be doing all these hats and stuff, so I can donate it
Yep.
and get that stash out of my house, so I can work on
Mm-hmm.
stuff I want to work on.
Right.
But this lady had a yarn shop, and it was packed to the gills. She was in
Mm.
Yorktown, Virginia. I don't remember the name of the shop. I don't know. I wonder if it's on the label. I wonder if she put it on a Coordinated Colors. That was the name of her shop.
Well, nice
I don't
name.
think they're in business anymore. But this was
Mm-hmm.
$9.50 when I bought it,
Ooh.
and it's the Barocco Lustra,
Yeah.
and so it's a single, which was my first singles that I ever purchased.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's been sitting in my stash since 2000. And let me see, we moved here in 2003. I started hanging out with Yarnies in like 2000. And my husband made me get out the house other than work.
Oh. All
So that
right.
was like 2006. So this was probably purchased in 2006. So
Mm-hmm.
this was before Sue opened up her shop.
Yeah.
So that's how old this stash is. And my daughter picked this out. And she was still in, I think, grade school when she picked this yarn out. My youngest
Mm.
daughter. She's 25 now. 25.
Old lady.
She's an old lady now. Them hips are starting to
Mm-hmm.
spread. So, but I finally caked it up because this is my next cow project. It's going to be a
Okay.
cow. And I think it would look really good with some cables on it.
Oh yeah.
This yarn. So this is going to be her cow, Marissa's cow. And
All
I
right.
just have to figure out how I want to do the cables for it. Coordinated Color used to go there. No, she went out of business because I'm telling you, this woman's yarn was stacked to the ceiling when they were in that small shop. You know where the
Mm.
GameStop and stuff was at? Who the knitter? when she was in a small shop. She moved to more like a warehouse type of location.
Mm.
And I don't know what happened. Her husband was a joy to work with. She
Mm.
followed me around. She followed me around her store.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But her husband was very knowledgeable. He was
Yeah.
a joy to work with. My first set of hires I bought because he was showing me let me he was working on just a regular knit project and he was showing it to me at the cash register, and I liked the way the hires felt, and so I
Yeah.
purchased. That's where I got my first hires from.
Wow.
But yeah, coordinated colors. I think if she'd have stayed small, she'd still be in business today.
Yes. Yep.
Um, she wouldn't have seen my business no more because even though I liked her husband's side of the shop,
Mm-hmm.
what she did follow me around the store like I'm gonna steal something. I mean, I'm walking around with my drop spindle spindling. Marissa's picking out colors that she liked, and I said we're gonna walk around the whole store.
Yep.
Then and then at the end, we'll go back to the yarn that you really remember, and that was
Mm-hmm.
this yarn, and that's what I bought.
Right.
Then she saw me drop spindling at the counter while he was ringing up my purchase, and she said, "Oh well, um, we have a wool sample from different sheep. You might be interested in that." Now you don't know me. You see me spinning, but you're gonna assume that I don't know what I'm doing. And I looked at her little box that she bought out there. She was trying to sell it for $60.
Of
She could
course.
tell
Yeah.
it had been open. People had been touching it. Parts of it
Yeah.
was felted. Some of it was dirty. And
Ugh.
I looked at it and she was like, "What you?" I said, "No, I don't need to touch any of that. I got all that home in my stash.
Yeah.
And I have several fleeces from
Mm-hmm.
Maryland Sheep and Wool and other like Pocahontas, what is it, Powhatan Fiber Festival and stuff like that." I said,
Mm-hmm.
"So," and I know some of the local people. I have people that I talk to on YouTube and Instagram and places that if I want samples and stuff from, I can get it from a reputable source. It'll be nice fiber. It won't be that. I looked at her and I said, I would not sell that to anybody. I would actually take that out and put it in my mulch bin for my garden because I would not
Ooh.
even spin it. Be so felty from everybody and their mama touch.
Right. Right.
So,
Yep.
but yeah, she I just don't understand, like, and see, I've been to Sue's shop before, I've been to the other knitting stores before, and I've never had anybody follow me around the shop. Because
Mm.
most of the people that's local in the area, they've gone to Knitting Public Day where I'm sitting there spinning and stuff, so they know who
Mm-hmm.
I am.
Right.
And most of the time, some of them even keep fiber for the store.
Sorry.
Sorry. It's okay.
Yep.
They keep fiber in their shops because they recognize the spinners, and from time to time we go in there
Yeah.
and we buy fiber.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm telling you, it was literally I was scared to walk down the aisle. I was afraid that if you walk like too fast or something, some of that
Right.
stuff would just cave down on top of you.
Yep.
Yeah. It was literally stacked to the ceiling in that little teeny shop.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what I did when I went to my knitting group on Sunday last week. Is I took my ball winder and my Swift, and I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take my ball winder Swift, and I'm gonna take yarns that I want to work with, but they need to be caked up, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm gonna be doing while I'm there. I'm gonna be caking up yarns, and that way I'll go ahead and use them.
Yeah,
If they're
that's
caked
a
up,
good idea.
I'll go ahead and use them.
Yeah. Yeah, I went to a store kind of like that. That was just packed to the gill. And the thing that was weird was the owner was knitting, and she had about 3 women with her. And they were sitting at a table knitting, and she never got up. Like the whole time
Oh,
I
oh
was in
yeah,
there. And I was like, okay, well, I guess
they get clicky with their knitting friends.
they're very clicky. Yeah.
And
And I was like,
she was like that too. Her knitting
yeah.
friends were at the back of the store. There's like that's where she did like her table at for doing lessons and stuff.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
were all sitting around there, and
Mm-hmm.
they were all stopped and they were looking at me like I was an alien or something.
Mm-hmm.
And they wouldn't even move so I could get around the table. One lady had the chair all the way back, and there's like a yarn back there. The James C. Brett, their chunky yarn, marble chunky, was back
Mm-hmm.
there, and it's some yarn I had been looking for. That was my other purchase. I got a skein of the James C. Brett, and I made my husband. I'm gonna go get it.
Yeah. Oh, hey, VJ. I see you up there. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Hmm. Hmm. But this store that I went to, this lady had so much yarn, and she had 3 or 4 rooms of it. It was kind of floor to ceiling, also, but you couldn't get to it, half of it, because it was so packed.
So this is that stitch. This is the first time I use it. I use it on the Jane C.
But
Brett.
oh, that looks nice. Yeah,
That's the same stitch.
I know it looks different on that one. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a little bit more slouchy on that one.
But
Yeah.
this is the Jane C. Brett
Mm-hmm.
yarn that I had gotten. I specifically got it to do a project for my husband.
Yeah.
But it just took me a long time. After I did my first pattern with that first project with this scarf, with this
Mm-hmm.
yarn, this pattern, I was like, oh, that would be perfect for that. And that's why
Yep.
sometimes it takes you a while to find the right pattern for the
Mm.
for the yarn to get something that's attractive, is fun, it's
Mm-hmm.
texture, it has a little bit of interest with the way the color changes. And this made me think of like a fire when it's dying down at the
Mm-hmm.
when it's dusk and it's dying down. You got all those different color of the charcoal and the wood and stuff as the fire goes out.
Right.
That's what that made me think of. And I wanted a way for it to show that would be attractive,
Mm-hmm.
but interesting too.
Yeah. No,
So
that's
yeah.
really nice. But it's funny. The other one looks drapier. The other one, I don't know if it's your tension or if it's the yarn, but it
Well,
looks
I
a
know
little
for sure
drapier.
I use like size 10 knit
Mm-hmm.
needles on this one. This one, these are eights, so that's why it's tighter.
Tighter. Yep.
Yeah, this
Mm-hmm.
one is very drapey because
Mm.
I don't know how much 200 and some yards, but I don't know how it's gonna.
Yeah. How far you'll go? How
Yeah,
far you'll get?
so
Yeah.
that's why I use the smaller needles for
Oh,
that.
okay. Makes sense. Yep.
Yeah, if you use bigger needles with yarns, sometimes it'll be more drapey feeling. You'll get a
Mm-hmm.
more drapier product.
Yep.
With this tighter tension, and that way, if I have to sew it together, it'll look nice if I sew it together too.
Mm-hmm.
With the tighter tension.
Yep.
So, all right, what you doing? Drinking, little girl? You harassing me?
Yeah. A little bit.
VJ rolled up in here. Hey,
Yep.
VJ,
Yeah.
you started your bush stitch project yet, VJ? I finished that hat. I did that in a different video, but I finished that hat.
Yep.
So there's Miss Luna. You gonna say hey? Hey.
Hello.
She exercises.
I see.
She exercises now. Okay. Sit down. Where's your tablet? You left it on the bed? Uh-huh. Okay.
Oh my. Yeah, I haven't been to any yarn stores lately. The fancies.
I always have wondered though, what does she do with all that yarn? It ain't like they're gonna
See,
come and possess it.
yeah, I think that's. I
Is
think
it in
half of
storage
these.
somewhere?
I think they just buy it. They say I'm going to sell it in the stores, and then they don't. Like I think they just. I think it's more
I
of a
mean,
collection.
they have their private collection, but
Yeah.
they also have all the yarn that's in their store.
What's
Like
what I mean? But I'm saying like I think it's just another extension of the collection. That's
I
what I
think,
think.
yeah, I think she thinks it all was her yarns. But sometimes she had like she didn't want to sell. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I mean. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like I don't think they really want to sell it because they're not really working it. You know what I mean? They're just kind
yeah.
of like, oh, it's fun to sit around my store and knit. Well, how do you pay the bills? You know what I mean? Like, you're paying rent and light and utilities and all this.
Mhm. Yeah, that the purpose of that store is to sell this product to pay for everything at the store and to help you
Mhm.
pay for your life stuff since that's your job.
Right, right, right. But I noticed that that's a thing. Yeah. It seems to be in the. So I don't know. Like you have to really figure out. Like I think you have to understand. Like okay, I'm really going to go in business. but you figure they're signing leases and doing stuff. Like I think
Mhm.
that's insane if you're not
But
going to sell it.
the local yarn store here, Roz, the one that I go to, which is
Hmm.
Baba, she is looking to sell her yarn store and for
Ooh.
with all the yarn and at the location and everything. $180,000.
Hmm.
That's a house for some people,
Mm-hmm.
but this is a house where you have to pay rent for the location
Yes.
instead of outright owning the house.
Right.
And so I was like, if I was gonna buy her store and all her inventory, then I would not renew the lease. I would actually look for a house
Yes.
to put that business in,
Yep.
a little house, a little cottage and stuff. You got your upstairs, downstairs, and all this stuff,
Yep.
and convert that little house into the yarn store.
Mm-hmm.
Because at least then you own the premises,
Right.
and then that yarn is basically paying for your, uh,
Addiction.
yeah, and you have real estate out of it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like
Yeah.
you
No, it
take
makes
a
sense.
couple of rooms, make let the kitchen stay a kitchen, maybe
Yep.
build a bar,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can have like somebody making sandwiches or something throughout the day. Like people get tired and they want a cup of coffee, something like that.
It's
Put
true.
$1 in a cup, pour you a cup. Put a
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But I'm just saying that there are other options. Like I just cannot see myself paying somebody $2,000 a month for
Mm-hmm.
a rental space.
That's right.
I don't care how successful that business is. I would be like, for 2,000 a month, this would be a mortgage payment for something that I would eventually own,
Yeah.
or at least that if I decide that I'm getting out of the yarn business, then I could turn around and rehab that property into a
Yep.
rental, or sell it outright, sell the
Mm-hmm.
property, and,
Mm-hmm.
but that's just me.
Oh, it makes
But yeah,
sense.
so 180,000, that's a lot.
It is, yeah, it's not cheap. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
But you could negotiate that, I'm sure. I'm sure there's a number lower than that she's willing to go, maybe.
I don't know.
You have to, I don't know. I mean, if you're that, I don't know. But like that's a big decision, you know. But
And
you
like,
would be really good if you did do that, I think. In
uh,
terms of
my husband would be really good because he knows how to run stores and stuff like that from being
okay, yeah, there
a
you go.
military storekeeper, and then also um 7-Eleven for over 10 years.
Oh, we did 7-Eleven.
Yeah. So
Oh,
he knows how to run a
yes.
store.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that I will eventually get bored and be like, I don't
Yeah.
want to be here no more.
I understand that.
Just like um and just like now, it's like, after Puddin and Greg and them, if when they move into their own place, I'll have more space in my house that I could do what I was planning on doing before they moved back the second time. And
Hmm.
I was gonna turn because we never look at TV and stuff downstairs, so I was gonna turn that living room into my craft room,
Mm.
and that way I would have plenty of room for all my stuff. My stuff would be lined up along my bookshelves. My bookshelves would actually be visible at the
Yep.
bottom.
Yep. Yep.
Um, so when if they move out, then we'll have all that space again. We have
Hmm.
a old computer room downstairs. This is what she
Hmm.
uses for um her art room, where she does all her art and stuff for her business and
Okay.
stuff. So that room will be available again. We could rehab that bathroom down there.
Yeah.
Um, and just start doing little projects here and there around the house. And if we get lucky, we might get an offer that is respectable, and
Hmm.
we could say, because we're on a double lot, so you could build
Oh.
another house to the left of our house.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so there's enough room to build another house there. So we be
Hmm.
getting offers all the time, but they think we're stupid.
Yeah.
They think that you only want to buy this house for the house that's here. We know you want this house, so you could build a house right beside it. So you're getting a free lot,
Yeah.
which these lots around here in this area are selling for anywhere from 35,000 to 50,000 and up, depending on the location.
Hmm.
The
Hmm.
ones in Virginia Beach are selling for more than that.
Wow.
You're almost buying a house to get the lot to put the house on
Yeah.
in Virginia Beach and places.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, and they live on the second or third floor. Yep, yep.
Yeah, that's a good
That's a
idea.
possibility too, because then we could downsize our living arrangements.
Hmm.
And even if the yarn shop eventually gets to the point where you don't want to do that anymore,
Yeah.
then you could rent the facilities, or you
True.
could have somebody run it for you and just pay them to
Yep.
run it for you, but you're still on the building. That's a
Hmm.
good idea too. Hey,
Yep.
Don P. I
Hey.
need to write that down, VJ, because that might bring it into fruition. You never know.
Hmm.
Things happen when you write it down.
Yeah. cool. Cool. That's cool. Cool. Cool.
But there's no upstairs to that area, to that building.
Uh,
So for that her particular building, it will still be a rental because
yeah, that's a tough
it's
one. Yeah.
somebody. It's a commercial space. It's a commercial
Right.
area. Yeah.
Ooh, there we go. Oh, oh, she had a going out of business sale.
Ah.
Yeah, we missed that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have minded checking that out. But then again, sometimes you don't always pick up nice. Sometimes you can, but the price. Yeah.
The other thing was there was a girl here. She had a shop called Colonial Fiber in Williamsburg.
Mm-hmm.
It was between. It was in Yorktown too. Um, and I missed out on her. She closed her shop down and went online only, and because she moved back to Colorado.
Okay.
So yeah, so I missed out on visiting her shop. That's the shop that I went there looking for.
Mm-hmm.
But stumbled onto Coordinated Colors,
Okay.
and it wasn't very coordinated. That's where the name always makes me laugh because it wasn't very coordinated.
Oh,
It
oops.
was. It was
Hot
seriously.
mess.
In some places, it would almost look like a horde just walking in there, piled up to the ceiling like that.
I'm telling you, I
There
think
was
that's what
stuff
half
in
those women
baskets
do. Yeah.
along the aisle
Yep.
between the shelves. There was stuff in baskets on
Wow.
the floor.
Yeah.
There was like it was just scary.
Yeah.
All that stuff piled up, and it was like me and Marissa was standing at the one aisle, and we were looking up at it, and we were looking at each other like, I don't know if it's safe for us to walk down through this one. So
Exactly.
we actually didn't even go down that aisle. We just stayed over into the kind of
Mm-hmm.
aisle we were at, where it
Yep.
looked safe.
Yep.
But yeah, but when she's following us around in the store, and
Mm.
I'm like, well, lady, you got 5 people sitting back there at that table that ain't buying yarn.
Mm.
You got me and my daughter in here. We the only brown people in your store, and you choose to get up and walk around following us, pretending you straighten these shelves. These shelves aren't straight. We walked in here, and what you doing ain't straightening these shelves out either. It's like
Yeah.
I'm not. We know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then her husband was standing there like sighing,
Yeah.
like sighing,
Yes.
watching her, watching us, and shaking
Right.
his head like this, like And then he would go back, and you know how people when they get mad they type faster
Yes.
and
Yep.
harder. You can
Yep.
hear every keystroke, and that's what we heard for the rest of the time until we came to check out is his keystrokes because she was annoying him.
Yes.
About he's watching the store, he's taking care of the customers. Stay
Right.
back there with your minions.
Yep.
And everybody I talked to said that I enjoyed my interactions with her husband. That's what they say. I enjoyed my
You like
interactions
her
with
husband.
her husband, but they didn't enjoy their interactions with her.
Mm-hmm. And that's
No,
not a good thing.
nope. That's why I only went there that once. I went there
Yeah.
one time. After that, I said I'll stay on my side of the river for my knitting needs, or I'll go online.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I do not know how long this scarf is. He's 6'2", almost
Oh,
6'3".
wow.
I just say he's 6'3" because he ain't just 6'2". So I just
Hmm.
rounded up. But I would let me see, where is my tape measure?
Yeah, I was okay. I might use that measurement as well. That's a good. He's tall, so.
Because he likes to take it and wrap it and do that knot thing on the side. You know the thing where you pull it through?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's how he likes to wear his.
Hmm.
It's just the inch side, yeah. Turn it over. Make sure it's laying
Mm-hmm.
down.
Yep.
It's approximately 45 times 2, so that's 90 inches.
Mm.
Approximately. So more than likely, it's
Mm.
probably somewhere around 92. I would say 92 inches.
Mm.
Because like I said, he's tall.
Mm-hmm.
So it was one of those knit as you go. Come here, stand up. Let me put this around your neck and see how much longer I got to go.
Mm-hmm.
Projects.
Okay.
Yeah. But like I said, I used a 10 for this. So if you were gonna make just do this pattern, I would use a larger needle so it would be nice and drapey. The project would be nice and drapey. And like I said, one those James back then, they're smaller now. But back then, those James C. Brett balls, I think they were around 500, almost 500 yards, like a high, like 484 yards. So it was a high
Mm-hmm.
number that back, and it's a light bulky. This yarn is a light bulky.
Mm-hmm.
But
Nice.
James C. Brett is my favorite acrylic yarn of all times. If y'all
All
saw some of my
right.
old videos, y'all will see where I made a ton of James C. Brett virus shawls. My friend over in the UK, and look, I see her face and see her talking, hear her saying my name. Janet, um, Jan Carruthers over in the
Oh,
UK.
oh, Jan. Yes.
Yeah. Before the shipping went berserk, we
Yeah.
did some swaps, and she sent me a like maybe 8 or 9 balls of Jane C. Brett because
Nice.
she knows it was my favorite yarn. After I worked with this, that was it for acrylic. Jane C. Brett was my favorite yarn,
Okay.
and I one of the local yarn stores when they opened, they had some Jane C. Brett, and so I bought that from them.
Yeah.
And then I wouldn't go back to her store, so
Yeah.
that's the memory for this scarf is where it came from. Coordinated colors.
Nice.
Um, and so then after that, I started finding places I could buy online,
Mm-hmm.
Wool Warehouse and stuff like that. So if whenever ever I'm in the hankering for some Jane C.
Oh
Brett,
yeah. They
I'll
have
go to
good.
the Wool Warehouse and I'll order me
Mm-hmm.
some Jane C. Brett.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and sometimes it's cheaper than going and getting it from one of my local stores.
Mm-hmm.
Some people like to upmarket stuff, not Roz's store. There's other local yarn store.
Yeah.
They like to upmarket their stuff 50% over what you
Oh.
could buy and stuff. Like you look at that yarn and you're like, let me go look at some of the other yarn people who sell online and stuff and see how much they're
Right.
charging for that. And she's charging anywhere from 50 to 60%
Right.
above what they're selling for. And I'm looking at
Mm-hmm.
it's like, ain't no way I'm paying for that.
Yeah,
Not
it's
when I can get
pricey.
it. Not when I can get it for $20, $30 cheaper somewhere else.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, just
Hmm.
because he's tall. But even if you're a short woman that likes to take your scarf, he takes it and he'll fold it in half, and then he'll take the yarn, the scarf, and he pulls it through like that,
Mm-hmm.
and then he'll put it on,
That's
and then
cool.
he'll pull it.
Yeah.
You know? And so even on me wearing it like I like to wear it, like right
Mm-hmm.
up on my neck like that, I still got about almost 18 inches just
Yeah, that's
dragging
pretty
down.
long.
And like if you
Mm.
did it like actually like you can get even more if you make it if you do it like tighter around your neck if it's real cold. And the thing I like about this is it's wide enough that you could take one of the loops and use it like a snood.
Yep. That's a good idea.
Take one of the loops and put it up over your hair to cover
All
your
right.
ears like a snood.
Nice.
And the easiest way to make a snood, if you're gonna crochet one, after you finish the length of your scarf, as long as you want it
Mm-hmm.
to be, you take it and make sure you fold it in half. Put some stitch markers or pins to pin it in place so it doesn't move. And then you go down about 15 inches,
Mm-hmm.
and then you pick up the stitches and you go around to that stitch marker and you make it. You just go around, go around, go around, go around. And so this part of the scarf is going to get wider.
Yep.
And then when it's as wide as you want it to be on your head, then you seam up the back, and you just made a hood on your scarf, and you
Mm-hmm.
still got all your nice length down here. And so you got an actual hood on your scarf. to
Yep.
cover up
That's a
your
good
ear
idea.
and head. That's the easiest way to put a hood on a
Yep.
scarf. Some of these patterns you be seeing, people got you going jumping through hoops. No, you do it this way, and it's gonna look just as good as jumping through them hoops, and
Yes.
it's gonna take you half the time of jumping through them
Yes.
hoops. This is called the one row handspun scarf pattern by Stephanie Pearl McPhee. She is known as the yarn harlot in the knitting community. She is knit famous. She is a cottage knitter, a speed knitter. She's one of the fastest knitters in the world. This is let me see if it'll go in there. There it goes. There is a link. It did
Mm.
it. Oh, that's right. It sent it to Twitch too. So there is a link to her. Hey John, how are you? He's on Twitch.
Oh,
So
okay.
people I speak to, if you don't
Yep.
see them in our list, they're on Twitch.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see now. Yes. Yes.
So
Okay.
she is a her she has so much good information. She
Hmm.
has books. She has several books out as well
All right.
on knitting and stuff. But it's called a one row handspun scarf. That's the pattern page. It's so easy. You cast on 26 stitches and you knit two, knit one through the back loop, purl. That's the pattern. That's the pattern. You just keep repeating that, and it ends up looking like that.
Yep.
That's my go-to pattern for when I want to make something that's not the bush stitch, but I want to knit it and I want something that's fast.
Hmm.
Like I showed Kelly what I made this morning. I just only did it. It's only about 10, 15 minutes at the most, and that's just me
Yep.
waiting for him to get back with the food and stuff. So
That's cool.
halfway paying attention to what I'm doing, halfway paying attention to my little demon. Cause see, this is why she keep coming in here for my root beer water.
Oh.
But she's hey, look how much water she done drank today. So and it's two. What is it? Oops, 2 grams of carbohydrates in each packet. No
Hmm.
sugars and no added sugars. So there's no alcohol, sugars, or anything
Hmm.
added to it. So it says, but it does. There's no sugar. It doesn't show up as sugar, but
Yeah.
it has what is it called? Maltodextrin. So that's where it gets its sweetness from. That's the
Oh,
sugar.
okay. Well, you know
And
that's sugar, right?
yeah, so it's artificial sugar.
Yeah.
But my thing is, she'll drink this whole bottle throughout the
Oh,
day of water.
okay.
So and it's not messing up her teeth. She's not getting no cavities from it.
That's good.
So
Yeah.
so yeah.
Oh, no, that's good.
I wish they had a peach. The company that makes the A&W root beer one. I wish they did a peach because I love peach
Mm.
drinks. I mean,
Yeah.
I have peach tea, but it's straight up sugar.
Oh, yeah. They put so
So
much sugar in
yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Yep.
So it's not like an everyday beverage, you know. That
Yeah.
peach tea. This one has aspartame. I think the dad's one doesn't have the aspartame, but the dad's one had like this nasty aftertaste to it.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't stand it.
I just saw them.
They said she tells her mom and dad that this is her house.
I know. That's what I was going to say. I don't think it's going to happen either. I was thinking the same thing, but I didn't say anything.
Yeah. Well, if they don't, then there's gonna be some other changes made then, because I need things done.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
and if y'all gonna this is gonna be y'all forever home, then y'all need to start treating it like your forever home and helping us do the upkeep and stuff on it.
Hmm. Oh, leg cramps.
There's Spartame
Yeah.
causing her husband to have leg cramps. Now, that artificial sugar that Brock's uses for their candies,
Hmm.
their sugar-free candies, I can't touch that stuff.
Is it stevia or something?
No, this is the unless they've changed sugars.
Which one
But
do they use? The
They
artificial.
used to use not aspartame. There's another one, another artificial sugar that Brock's Candy used to use. Another one my grandma used to get a long time ago. We found out when I was little, I couldn't touch that stuff. It would ruin you. You be in the they be dehydrated from being in the bathroom.
Oh
I
wow.
I could not tolerate that stuff at all. So I
Hmm.
just didn't touch. I wouldn't even touch no Brock's Candy after that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether they said it was artificial sugars or if it was a regular sugars, I didn't touch none of that candy after that because I'm like, what if they accidentally mixed it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to risk that. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I was like, I was so dehydrated. I went to the emergency room.
Oh, okay, that's bad. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. They had to give me like medicines to stop me from the
Yeah.
diarrhea and stop the
Mm-hmm.
throwing up. And I was just a child and had that reaction to that medication, to
Mm-hmm.
that artificial sweetener.
Mm.
Let me see Brock's artificial sweetener. Let me look it up.
Yeah, now I'm curious.
Sugar free, half the calories, ingredients. There we go. And you have to open up maltitol syrup.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that stuff
Made you
they
sick.
they add a sucralose now to it, a Splenda brand, but they still put that maltitol stuff in it.
Mm.
And back in the day, there wasn't any Splenda, so it was only the maltitol. So
Yeah.
it might be half as bad as it was. They also got something called isomalt. I
That's one
think
I've
that
never
sounds
heard of.
like a coloring.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that
Mm.
maltitol is an artificial sugar.
Yeah.
That stuff, some people like I cannot tolerate it. So
Mm.
I look for that.
I bet. Yeah.
How do you knit in the back stitch? Okay, well, my camera's off again. Uh-oh. What happened?
No, you're
Oh,
on.
there you are.
I can see you.
Well, what is it? It's not showing the camera. Something I got open. There it is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's on YouTube. It's still showing me not having. Now the camera's showing.
Yeah, there's like a delay, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna point my camera down, and hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's see where we are. So knit to the back loop purl. So it's knit. These are the longer needles.
Mm-hmm.
When you knit through the back loop, you see you have your front loop, the one that's facing you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, behind that is your other half of your loop. That's considered the back. So instead of going like if you're going to knit normally, you would go through the front this way. It's hard to see it that way. Hold on. Yeah, I can't. Let me see if it'll let me switch to my other camera.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your fingers crossed. I gotta plug it in.
I know technology.
Yeah. I need to get me another splitter to have so I don't have to keep trying to squeeze this plug this way.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. All right, so let me see if it will let me open up this other camera.
You ready?
I've been ready.
Okay.
On you.
All right.
Hey Moses.
It's Juanita.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey. What game you been playing?
What did I start playing?
Mm.
I can't remember. Last thing I saw was playing was Skyrim.
Ah, okay. I'm still playing Warcraft. We're
Yeah.
going into Uldar. They reopened Uldar on Lich King, so on the
Oh,
Lich King.
Okay.
So
all right now.
all right, so let's see if it will accept my camera. Let's go to settings. Yay!
Oh, it worked. Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
She's a real camera.
Okay.
All right. So
Now, is this YouTube or is this just
It's StreamYard and YouTube, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
StreamYard, YouTube, and Twitch.
And Twitch. Yeah, she's fancy.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you can see what I'm talking about. So
Oh,
this is the front of your loop. This is what faces you when you're
See ya.
knitting.
yeah.
Okay, behind it, like if you roll your knitting needle behind it, that is the back of the loop. That's the back loop through the back loop. So
Mhm.
what you're gonna do is you're gonna go
Oh
instead of
wait, Juanita, let me interrupt you. Solo
make me
yourself.
finish. Oh, okay. All
Yeah,
right.
don't forget the solo. Yep, helping
Okay.
VJ. There you go.
All
Yep.
right. So this is the front of the stitch. That is the back of that stitch. It's a loop. See, it's a loop. So you're gonna go through the back. So instead of picking up like if you were normally knitting, you would knit this way for a knit stitch. Instead, you're gonna go behind it through that back loop back there.
Mhm.
See? And then you're gonna yarn over, well, as best as I can.
Yep.
Yarn over, pull that yarn through, and slide that stitch off. And you just knit through the back loop.
Yep. Push your hand forward just a little bit. Yeah, right there. Can you keep it right there?
Hold on, let
Yeah,
me
because
lift this up.
yeah,
And
you fell out of the shot just for as
okay,
soon as you were
so
doing the last stitch. Yep.
all right, so and so then the next stitch is the purl. I was gonna switch to my shorter needles because I didn't realize these were so long.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna knit one, knit two,
Mm-hmm.
okay. And so now we're gonna go to the back.
Wait, no, pull your hand up. Yeah, there you go. Yep.
So this is the front, and the back is behind this the needle where my finger is at. That's the back of the stitch. So you're gonna knit through there, pull your string through, and slide it off the needle. And what it does is it twists that knit stitch. It makes it twisted.
Mm-hmm.
So basically you're doing a twisted knit stitch.
Yep.
And that causes the little texture right here. And then when you do the purl, that causes this little, see this little bump on the side? That's that purl stitch you're doing.
Yep.
Right after that. This thing is in the way. It's hitting it. So then you do your purl stitch.
Yeah.
And these are size 8s. Hold on, because it's too long. Oh, I had some 8s in here somewhere. There's one of them. And there's the other one. Okay. These are some of the eBay needles
Yes.
to get the whole, but they work.
Yep. Yep.
So let me do this off camera real fast, and then I'll switch over to that needle. So, pearls, so knitting it. Because it's so long, somebody having a meltdown here. So
I
I
hear
don't understand why a 3-year-old is arguing with a 53-year-old. And they sit there and they fuss and fight, and then they love up on each other.
Mm.
And my grandpa this and my grandpa that, and grandpa you bad, grandpa you mean, but grandpa I love you.
Oh my.
Yeah, all in the space of a few minutes. They done gone through the.
I hear.
Yep. Yep.
That is funny.
That's that's what we have to deal with every day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sound like an Amazon truck. I'm trying to remember. Did I order anything? All right. So I'm knitting. And notice for my knit stitches, I'm going through the front. For the twisted stitch, I'm gonna go through the back. You know, I will pull it through and then slide the stitch off, and then I'm gonna do my purl stitch. So it's knit, knit, knit through the back. You slide it through the back
Yep.
and purl.
Pearl. Okay.
And my purl is like this is the only way I could do pearls. I used to be able to do it the Norwegian way too,
Oh yeah, yeah.
but it's pearl knit knit. Okay, so knit knit twist through the back loop
Mm-hmm.
purl, and that's the pattern.
Yep.
Knit 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 through the back loop, which is gonna twist that knit stitch, and then purl.
Yeah.
Knit 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 through the back loop,
Mm-hmm.
and then knit.
Yeah.
See, I should have caked up that because it's a ball, so it wants to roll everywhere when you pull it.
And slide your hands up just a little bit more, just like a quarter inch right there. Yep, that's good.
Okay, so
Oh yeah, Dawn and VJ said hi.
knit.
Dawn and VJ said hi.
Say what?
What?
Dawn and VJ said hi.
Oh, hello.
He has his headphones
Yes, knitting through the back loop is different from a purl. Yep, it
in.
is. It's not a purl. It's a knit stitch.
Mm-hmm. Because pearl's always in the front, like you're
Purl is
kind of.
always in the front. Yeah,
Yep.
and there are other ways to do the purl stitch,
Mm-hmm.
but the yarn still has to go through the front.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
the Norwegian purl, I tried doing that for a while, but it was just too complicated for me to remember.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned how to flick it off my thumb.
Yep.
Um, because I'm naturally left-handed,
Oh,
I learned to crochet first.
okay.
And so it's easier for me just having my yarn, my tension, everything on my left hand.
Yeah.
I can knit English way, but it's too
Yeah.
time consuming and fiddly for me.
It is fiddly.
Um, you spend
Yeah.
so much time playing with the yarn
Mm-hmm.
that it slows you down because you're constantly fiddling with that yarn.
Yeah.
Knit. What you want, girl?
Grandma, turn your heater right on.
Okay, thank you.
Oh,
You fussing with Grandpa?
what's she laughing?
She laughing at you
Mm-hmm.
because you trying to be cute.
He's talking.
That's a she. That's Kelly.
What's she laughing at me again?
But can y'all imagine this child was like a baby a couple years ago?
Mm. That's
And now,
amazing.
and now her vocabulary is through the roof.
Yes.
And she never
Yep.
shut up. Knit, knit, knit through the back loop
Through the back
and purl.
and pearl.
You got it, VJ? I'm gonna slow it down. Knit through the back
Grandma,
loop.
what's her friend's name? What's your friend's name?
That's Miss Kelly.
Miss Ellie, I'm saying hi.
Miss Kelly, I'm jumping high, she said.
Oh, hi. How are you?
So she's jumping high.
Oh, jumping high. Jumping high.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw you working out earlier.
And so, yeah, like this is if you'll be doing a pattern, it'll say do a twisted knit, and unless they tell you a different way to do it, that's pretty much what you just did when you knit through the back loop. You twist that stitch. See,
Yeah.
on the other side, when you go back the other direction, it's gonna be where you did your purl bumps are. It lifts
Yep.
up that knit stitch, make it look like that one.
Yeah, that's
See?
really nice. So I'm gonna try it after for my next scarf once I finish this one.
And it's fast. It don't take
Yeah.
you that long. So
So that's good.
it's a fast pattern. If you use a worsted weight yarn, which this is close to me doing a worsted weight that you can get. I think I spun this on one of my electric wheels and I set it up for high.
Mhm.
So it basically forced me to release that yarn. So I couldn't thin it down. So that's the only way I got a yarn that thick.
Right.
Y'all seen what my normal yarn looks like. So I was
That's
very
nice.
proud of myself
Yes.
for spinning some yarn that was that thick. Even though I had to basically cheat to do it.
Yeah, you usually do it really thin, I noticed.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, Miss Juanita, I have to run too. So Dawn's running. I have to run.
Okay.
But anyway, I had fun. I learned a new stitch, which is good.
Grandma, your bomb. Oh, stop.
Huh?
Stop.
What stop?
This stop.
My bowling yarn? What about it?
I drink your drink.
I know you're drinking my drink. You've been coming in here drinking my drink.
I'm putting it right back on the table.
Why? So you can come back and say, Grandma, I need some of that. I'm thirsty.
Very thirsty.
Mm-hmm.
What's she laughing?
Huh?
I want to jump at my ear horn. I'm jumping at my ear horn.
Mm. All right, I'm gonna switch my cameras back around because I keep forgetting to Knit through that loop purl. Okay. So that should be knit, knit, knit through that loop purl. And my stitches are off. My count is off. Hold up. Knit, knit, knit through that loop purl. That should be a purl stitch. So my continental knitting ain't as fast as I want it to be. So
Mm-hmm.
because if it has pearls, it's gonna take me longer.
Yeah, no, no, it's true. Like it's because people say you should do it all the time, and I'm like, it just depends. Yeah,
No, it's
because
just that the way I make my pearls, which is
yeah,
for me the easiest way for me to make a pearl,
mm-hmm.
it's just a little bit more time consuming.
Yeah. Well, for me
Um,
too. Yeah, me too. Yep.
but you doing it for for me. I'm doing it for the process, for the enjoyment, for the
Mm-hmm.
project,
Yeah.
using some of my hand spun yarn.
Right.
Um, I'm not one of those people where they want to get it, not with knitting anyway, because I want my knitting to look nice.
Yeah.
So I don't want it to look jacked up by rushing it, by
Like
trying to
sloppy. Yeah. Yeah.
maybe
Yep.
stitches are uneven or not the
Right.
same size and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes for some things where you know that that's not your norm, like normally I'm crocheting, right?
Right.
So normally I'm crocheting, so I can crochet very fast. So I don't have to think about it when I'm crocheting. It's just secondhand to me.
Right.
Even though I've been knitting for what? I've been doing knit projects now for probably about 13, 14 years. Like
Mm-hmm.
the first knit thing I did was just a basic garter stitch blanket. But that was when I was in the military. It was a baby blanket for one of my roommates.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned out of a book. And I just did it just to make that blanket, and then I was done. I didn't touch knitting again until we moved here to Virginia,
Wow.
because I'm like, why waste time trying to knit it when I could crochet it and be done with it
Be
in a
done. Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
But sometimes when you do knit projects, you see how the fabric, it's the fabric you're going for. It's the
Mm-hmm.
attractiveness, like on a sweater. It's the attractiveness of the fabric that you want. Granted, you could do it with Tunisian crochet, but crochet of any type still uses 1/3 more yarn
Right.
than knitting. So you have to spend more money for that project than if you knit that project.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so usually when I do a knit project, unless it's a baby jacket, like I've done baby jackets. One of them is called the OAT baby sweater. It's very
Mm-hmm.
easy to make. It's a raglan style, but it's so cute and attractive.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's like the pattern I use a lot when I do a baby sweater for somebody that's having a baby. Because
Right.
it's fast, it's easy. You can get it done in a couple of days because you're using a chunky yarn when you do it, or a worsted yarn when you do it. Um, so I don't know. It's just this is my piece. This is my hobby. This is what
Yep.
gives lets my brain rest. Is crafting with fabric and fiber.
Okay.
So, and everybody needs something like this, and it's already been proven to help
Yep.
you with mental illnesses, like people who it slows down the advance of Parkinson's. It slows
Okay.
down the advance of some other mental diseases that people are more prone to these days, because people aren't getting up and going out and
Yes.
farming and counting the sheep,
Right.
counting, doing math, doing work math, like building
Yep.
bookcases. You got to do math for the carpentry and all this stuff. Well, carpentry, somebody in your family or you yourself,
Mm-hmm.
everybody used to know how to do a little bit of everything to
Yeah.
keep. But they're the ones who had to fix the stuff because they couldn't afford to pay a
Right.
plumber to come out and do it. They had to learn how to do it themselves. So, well, now people are paying somebody else to come do the work.
Yep.
And so all those skills are being lost by the average man, and
True.
other people are specializing in it and getting paid for it. And because they're not using those portions of their brains anymore, that gives room for diseases and stuff. I think that's what, cause like my grandma used to tell us, idle hands, out of mind are the devil's playground.
Wow.
So if you always kept your mind and your hands busy doing something worthwhile, then you have less chance of going off on the rails. And I think you have less chance of developing some type of brain injury or brain
Okay.
issue, because you're using that brain now. You're using those sections of the brain. You're constantly learning. and so you have to use portion of your brain. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want to. I want to be as able-minded
Mm-hmm.
as
As you can be.
possible for as
Yep.
long as possible. So that's another
Mm-hmm.
reason why I would rather write, knit, crochet, things that's using your brain power
Yep.
versus sitting down vegging out in front of the TV. Like even playing video games is using your brain power because you're constantly using your optic nerve,
Mm-hmm.
using that portion of your brain for visual when you're playing a video game. You're
Yeah.
seeing things in that game that you don't even realize until later that you saw.
Wow.
Like there might be an area or a little sculpture or something that you notice the next time you go into an area that game, and you're
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, I never paid attention to it before.
Yeah.
And but your brain picked up on it,
Mm-hmm.
and but you kept like I kept. There's a place called Strathhome, and in some of the places in Strathhome, there are different rooms and stuff. So some of them have artwork and stuff in there, and some of the artwork is cute. It's like little solar systems, or
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Mm-hmm.
um, one of them is like somebody standing on a cliff and looking out over the horizon. So
Mm-hmm.
some of the artwork in there, you go in there and you're actually looking for it because some
Mm-hmm.
of it has been wrote about, talked about, and so you want to find it so you can see what they were talking about for
Yep.
yourself. So yeah,
Cool.
now I can't get. Now I have to get a rubber band to put on this
Yep.
because yeah, my husband got some little rubber bands in the car. I have him bring me some in when he come back. He used them for the when he goes out doing census stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He takes and put a rubber band around a little flyer he tucks in people's doors and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this Miss Juanita, I must run. But anyway, have fun. This was fun. But I just wanted to hang out and watch you work. Watch
All
you
right.
work.
I'm gonna see if it'll let me switch back to my other camera.
Yeah, and I'll wave my wave and say
He's
good.
doing her wave. Here's Kelly. Oh, I
Took me out.
actually read. Hold up, where is it?
There it is.
I gotta click on your picture and then make you big. Where is the thing?
It's
Hold on,
the
layout. There it
it's the
is.
little dots. Hey,
There she is. Hey Zach.
hey Zach.
Hey
Anyway,
Nana May.
you guys have
Nana Michelle.
Anna Michelle. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, have a good afternoon. I'll probably see you guys later.
All
Right.
right. So there we go. We switched back
See ya.
to the other camera.
All right. Have a good one. I'm going to exit.
Kelly leaving us.
Bye. Make sure. Yes. There we go. Take me out. Oh, there we go. Don't forget to put yourself back in. All right. We'll see you.
Okay, see you.
Bye.
All right. So I'm back. So you got any other questions, VJ? Any knitting questions, crochet questions? I'll try to help you as best I can. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. Y'all can type purple and you could drop your link. The word purple. I don't never change it. So anytime you come in here, just type purple. They fussing again. I'll tell you. That man and that little girl, they constantly fussing. It's cute though. VJ, she ain't never leaving me. Ah. What you up to this morning, Zach? You got to work or you already been to work? No, I haven't made a beanie with this stitch, but it would be easy to make one with this stitch. Like you see, that stitch is a multiple of 4. Knit through the back loop purl. So for this worsted weight yarn, you would probably have to cast on, I would say probably anywhere from 76 to 80 stitches, I think, for a worsted hat, adult size hat. Like I would use the worsted hat. Check your gauge. 4x6, 23 rows. A woman 21 to 22 inches. So she don't break it down. Put a 21 to 22. I guess like you could go do a Ross hat, get the basis for how many stitches to cast on. Smells like yarn website and go to Ross's free patterns. And his hat comes in different yarn weights, which is what's good about his hat. So for a medium worsted, that's a number 4. He has it broken down into each one. So for the medium worsted, he recommends you cast on 80 stitches with your preferred cast on method. So to do this scarf, she had us cast on 26 stitches. So we would cast on 80 stitches and join it in the round, and then we would start our pattern doing the knit through the back loop purl all the way around. And just whatever part of the pattern is left, you do that. So if he says to do 80, so 80 minus 6 would be 74. So you probably would cast on 74 stitches, or just cast on the 80 and be done with it. We could try it. We can try it. See, I can do that next weekend. We'll cast on a hat. How about that? And use this stitch for that hat. Somebody's probably already done it, so let me do a search real quick. One row hand spun hat. Yep, somebody's already come up with it. VJ, and it's on Ravelry, and it's a free pattern, and it looks pretty much like I envisioned it would.
Excuse me, Grandma.
Let me read what she did.
Excuse me, Grandma.
Yes, it's yummy. You can go ahead and drink some. Then put it back, ma'am. So let me see. She used Malabrigo worsted, and she cast on 96 stitches. And she distributed stitches evenly along 4 double pointed needles. So, yep. So we can do that as well. We can do a cast on. I'm pretty sure somebody else has probably done it and wrote up for 101 projects. So let me see what other people did for theirs if they wrote about it. Well, no, that lady cast on 96 stitches. Hers don't look like it has 96 stitches. So let's see what she said. This lady cast on 80 stitches. So yeah, hers is more of a beanie style. So she cast on 80. So 80, and she used, what yarn did she use? Red Heart Super Saver multi prints. So yeah, so she used 80 stitches. So I would go with her 80 stitches if I was going to do it in the round. So yeah, so 80 stitches. VJ cast on 80 stitches and a worsted weight yarn and do the pattern from there and just being around. Like if you're going to do a brim, I'll probably do a 1.5 to 2 inch brim of ribbing before I started my actual pattern. And then this lady, she did her decreases. Let me see how far in when she did her decreases. Documents. All right, so she, for a beanie, she knit this till the hat measured from the brim up 5.5 inches, and then she started her decreases for this lady. Most people do 6 inches for a sloucher hat. Most people do 8 to 9 inches before they start their decreases for a slouchy hat. You gotta go to work at 4. Little girl, in and out, in and out, in and out. Get some of this before she comes back. She's steady drinking this. She'll say, "I saved you some, Grandma," and then she'll come back and she'll drink it. I saved it, and she'll put it back down, and there'll be like less, until it's like empty. She said, "Oh, Grandma, you didn't get to drink any of your water." I got some this time though. All right. Knit to the back with pearl. All right. So anybody else want to come up? If not, I'm getting ready to get off. I done spent my whole morning with y'all. I got to do some chores, I reckon, if I feel like it. And the pattern, it grows quickly. So as you can see, the pattern grows quickly. And so this is hand spun, but it looks good and variegated as well. That green, multicolored green scarf that I did, made from Cascade yarn a couple months ago. I made it using this pattern. Well, she's probably waiting for somebody. Somebody hasn't given her permission probably to go ahead and pass. So she's waiting to hear, probably waiting to hear from somebody to say their final words to her. Or somebody's just not ready to let her go, and so she's waiting for them to accept the inevitable. That you in your pajamas. Well, if I would learn how to do my pearls a different way, I could probably really become a faster knitter. But I do what they say is called lever knitting. But this is the easiest way for me to do my pearls. And I started this scarf to get it started, so it could be one of my travel projects, because it's not going to be that long. Because I have to I need to work on my grandpa sweater. She start off making 2 bottle drinks, one for her and one for me. I can hear she gonna be dancing in a minute though. About time for that little baby bladder to hit that bathroom. But she has her cup. I tried to make her some in her cup, She said she didn't want anything brown in her cup, and her cup was for her water and her apple juice. That's what I was told. Mm-hmm. Yep, that is what I was told, Miss Ma'am. Her little grown self. Her vocabulary is just amazing to me, though. That she went from baby talk to speaking all these fancy sentences and knowing all these things in the space of 8 months. And it's just crazy to me how fast they learn. She works that iPad like nobody's business. Watching her videos and singing shows. And she came home and she told us that they had a fire drill. We had a fire drill. We had to go to our assigned space with our teacher. Mm-hmm. And she said, we need to plan a fire drill for home, Grandma. Yep. The teacher said that that's what we should do. So they have to do a fire drill plan for home, too. And then one day we got to do it and be cold. Knowing Luna, she'll pick the cold, wet day because she likes pouncing around in mud puddles. All right, guys. I've been harassing y'all all morning. So I'm going to let y'all go. And I'm going to do a little bit more. I'm going to try to get to the next color, which is this blue you see hiding under there. And then I'll stop for the next time I work on it. Go give my husband his scarf back so he won't have no hissy fit. And y'all take care. Somebody come on so I have somebody to watch while I'm lurking about. So y'all take care. Everybody take care and have a good day.